Hi, this is Cheyenne Valentine, here today again with a new episode. In today's episode, I want to talk about dating men with kids. This is a long time coming video, okay? I want to say that a lot of my videos are kind of long. I don't consider them long, but I have one that's like 35 minutes, some are 20. Look, I love that you're listening to my videos, and I hope that you listen to the videos all the way through. I am long-winded, but everything that I'm talking about in every video is pertinent, and I have a lot to say. So if you need to listen to the video, pause it, listen to some of it, 10 minutes at a time. My videos, since I don't usually, some of these videos I'm on camera, most of them I'm not. On this channel, on my other channels, I'm usually in front of the camera. But these videos, a lot of these are good videos, so basically while you're doing something, just sit back and listen. But I'm trying to make them shorter. But trust me, I think you should listen to all the videos all the way through. And like I said, you have to listen to them 10 minutes at a time. Do that. Okay, dating men with kids. The reason why I'm bringing up the subject, because I have a lot of experience dating men with kids. And I know it's a lot of men get on YouTube and talk about why you shouldn't date women with kids. So I want to talk about why you shouldn't date women, why you shouldn't date men with kids. Or I want to talk about, I don't know if I want to say that, but I just want to talk about the experiences of it and date men with kids. I personally think if you don't have kids, that you should not date men with kids. I'm going to go through the reasons why. Now let's start with the positive part. What is the positive part of dating a man with a kid? What I have noticed is really only two positive things when it comes to dating men with kids. If you don't have kids, this is for the women who do not have kids. This is not for the women who have kids, because if you are a woman with kids, why would you not want to date a guy with kids? And let me talk about this really quick too. My ex-boyfriend, his baby mother, she had two kids, one by him, one by another guy. Do you know, everyone, that she did not want to date a guy with a kid? I'll repeat this again. This woman had two kids by two different men, and she's under the age of 30. Okay, and she had the fucking nerve. Excuse me, I curse a lot on this channel. I'm sorry. I'm very ladylike though. I usually don't curse, but yeah, she had the fucking nerve to not want to date a guy with a kid. And guess what? She got one without a kid. She's dating a guy who he was in the military, and actually she had him. Okay, so when she got with my ex-boyfriend, she was slim. After the two kids, she got heavy, but she still had the same how can I say, she still wanted the same guys that she wanted when she was skinny. So she still wanted men who were tall and shape and didn't have kids. But honey, now you're overweight with two kids by two different men. You got to change what you want. So she met this one guy, I guess online, and he didn't have any kids. He was retired from the army. He was young though, and he was getting maybe like $800 a month every year, because he was a veteran or whatever. And she moved him in, and he was paying the bills. She barely went to sleep with him because he was overweight. But she got back with him eventually, because she figured she was being unrealistic as to what she wanted. But she still got what she wanted. Everybody, he does not have any kids, and he treats her kids like his own. And he doesn't have any kids, and yes, he's overweight, but she's overweight too. He would cook for her and cater to her and all that good stuff. Now I don't know if it's because he's all black and she's biracial. I'm gonna talk about that, because some black men are really into women who are biracial. I've noticed they be But yeah, he didn't have any kids, and she had the nerve to have two kids by two different men and request a man not to have any. So that brings me to my point, ladies. If you don't have a child, please don't date a guy with a kid. Now the two positives, if you don't have a child, to dating a guy with a kid would be that if you was to have a kid with him, you can see firsthand how he would treat your kid. This would be dating a guy with a kid, if you don't have kids already, would be a preview, so you can see based upon how he treats his son or daughters or however many kids he got, what kind of father he would be. So that would be one positive. If you want to take a positive out of this, you can see, if you plan on having a child with this man, at least you can see firsthand how he would possibly treat your child. Also, a positive could be if that child's parent is not really in their life like that. And I know you might say, well, what do you mean? So I'm gonna give you an example. My brother, one of my brothers, his wife, when they were just dating, she went away to college, and he cheated on her and got another woman pregnant. She took him back. Well, him and his baby mother would get into a lot of arguments, so he stopped talking to her, and he would just let his girlfriend be the mediator. And so when the woman got pregnant, she basically came to his house, said, "This is your baby," and walked off. She gave the baby to him and went about her fucking life. So his wife kind of was like his son's mother. You know what I mean? Because the mother, like I said, when she got pregnant, she knocked on my brother's door and said, "Here, you got me pregnant. Here's your baby." To this day, he don't even think that that's his kid, really, because he didn't get a paternity test. So, why I say that might be advantage if you don't, and his wife did not have any kids at the time. So it was almost like that was her kid, and the mother wasn't in, and his biological mother wasn't really around like that, because they raised the kid in their household. His son never stayed with the mom. So that brings me to my point. 5 minutes in. I don't think you should date kids. Excuse me. Oh my God. I don't think you should date men with kids if you don't have kids. Let me tell you about my situation with my ex. So, first thing is, when you date a man with a kid, his baby mother's gonna always be in his life, no matter what. And also, by her being in his life, no matter what, because they have to co-parent, he can always run back to her to, let's say, fuck her. He can always move in with her. He can always do sneaky shit with her and make it seem like, well, that's the mother of my child, and and that's why I'm doing these things. Let me give you an example. If you watch Love and Hip Hop LA, hopefully you don't, because it's trash. All those reality shows are trash. But Lil Fizz ended up moving back in with Monique's baby mother. And when the girl that he was dating, what the hell's her name, Nikki Baby, she asked him, "Why did you move back in with her?" He said, "Well, I wanted my son to see what a family looks like and all that." Motherfucker, that wasn't the reason. The reason was he got kicked out of his house or apartment, couldn't afford it. He moved back in with her. And so any woman that's dating a guy, she's not gonna be comfortable with him moving back in with his baby mama. And so a lot of times men will use the excuse of, "Oh, well, I'm trying to do this for my child." Well, if you gave a fuck about your child, you want him to see a family, him or her to see a family structure, why didn't you not marry his mother and be in the household with her? Okay? Now, that happened to me. My ex-boyfriend, money was short. I didn't have a job at the time. He had got laid off from his job or whatever. The first thing he did that I feel was a violation was he ended up working at his baby mother's grandfather's house. Yes, you heard me, everybody. He would do repairs for him. He would do repairs. Let me move. He would do repairs for his baby mother's grandfather, and her family really liked him. As a matter of fact, he was like her family was almost like his family, even though they weren't together anymore. Even though he was with me for years. Another incident. Do you know, everybody, that he took a job at his baby mother's job while we were together? Yes, everybody. He took a job there. Now, what was his excuse? "Oh, I needed a job. She offered it, and no funny business is going on. It's just I need a job and all that." And what's the excuse is, "Well, it's my baby mama and there's nothing going on." But motherfucker, that's still your ex. That's inappropriate to work at the same job with your fucking ex. If I took a job working with an ex of mine, he would try to kill me and that person too. Okay? So that's another thing that they do. When I first moved down here, I remember that my ex-boyfriend, he called me. Well, it's a long story short, I had came down here to visit. We had slept together, whatever. I came back home. We had made an agreement that once I moved down here, we were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. But until then, he was free to date whomever. I was free to date whomever. So when I came back home, back to Chicago where I was from, he called me one day and he said, "How you doing?" I said, "Fine." He said, "You said it's okay, that we sleep with other people, right, until you get down here, until we get into an exclusive relationship." I said, "Yeah, that's fine." He said, "Oh, because I slept with my baby mama." I said, "What? So you had already did it and you called me afterwards?" He said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, how did that happen?" He said, "Well, she came over." I said, "Well, I thought you said that she was fat, had a stank attitude, and therefore that's why you didn't want to be with her in the first place. But you have went back to fucking her before I even get down there." Okay? Another incident. So I just want to show you a pattern. So what I'm trying to say, ladies, if you don't have a kid, why date a man with a kid? It doesn't benefit you. Another thing, with my ex-boyfriend, I want to say this, that also I'm not putting it all on him. I was stupid. Obviously, for me to allow all this shit to happen, I had low self-esteem and I was stupid. And so I had to learn what was wrong with me that I was stay in a situation like that. So all these examples I'm about to give you, you don't have to come and say, "God, you were stupid." I know I was very stupid and I'm wiser now. That would never ever happen again. But that was my first time experiencing that kind of bullshit. Okay, but it even goes back further. When I was 16, I was dating a guy that was 16. Me and him never had sex, but he had got a girl pregnant let me tell you something, everybody. He was 12 and had a baby. The baby mother was 15 and he was 12, and he had got her pregnant. So when we got together, the baby was what, 3 or 4? I can't count very well. I think the baby was almost 4. Okay, so if he was 16 and when I met him and he had a baby, he was 12, that means the baby was 4, right? Okay, I don't know. But anywho, I remember him having me on three-way with her because she wouldn't want him to take the baby to Chuck E. Cheese, and they was arguing about that dumb shit. Then I ran to him years later, and he said she had moved away and stuff like that to another state. And because I was like, well, what about your daughter? I mean, I have a history dating men with kids. I got with another guy, he had a kid. All of my so-called relationships, the longest relationships I have had was mainly with a guy with a kid. And then I don't understand why. And then the other guy, he had a kid, and I remember I guess I had put a hickey on his neck, and he said when he went over to his baby mother's house to drop off some Pampers, she slapped him because of the hickey on his neck. And so I asked him, why would she slap you if you're not still fucking her? And he's like, I don't know why, but she slapped me because she seen the hickey you put on my neck. Why is she upset? Haven't she moved on? Haven't you moved on? And that's another thing, ladies. A lot of times these baby mothers have not moved on, and they make your life a living hell. So let me get to my point. When I moved down here, literally, the dude I was dating, my ex who I was with for years, he had me hiding in the closet when his baby mother would come over. Yes, she would come over unannounced, say I'm on my way over there for whatever reason, and he didn't want me and her to get to fighting, so he would have me hide in his brother's room. Also, she would tell him she did not want me around her daughter. It's crazy. On top of that, he was going to school on the weekend on Saturday, so he would leave the baby at the house with me. Yes, leave the baby at the house with me, even though the mother didn't want me around her fucking kid. So I felt like, why the fuck should I even watch your kid if the mother hates my fucking guts? This is the kicker too, ladies. Another thing that these baby mothers would do to make your life a living hell if you're dating their baby daddy. She did not want me around their kid, but the ironic and funny part was that she would have men around the kid. So one day, me and my ex-boyfriend was at a restaurant. We was at Chinese buffet. He had took off work or something to pick up his daughter. I forgot how I went, but when he left me at the restaurant to go meet up with her and her boyfriend to drop the baby off, and he noticed that she on pajamas and she hadn't even went to work or something, so he had missed work because of her. I forgot how I went, but he ended up slapping her. But the thing about it was, she would do fucked up shit, and then she didn't want me around her daughter, but it was okay. She dated about 2 or 3 dudes that were all around her daughter. So it's okay for you to have different men around your daughter, but I can't be around your daughter. She would say things to him like, you would put another woman above your daughter. I remember one day, because when I moved out here, I was staying with his sister, and he was staying with his brother, so I would go over to his house. One day I was over his house. She called him, said, I'm on my way over there, and she said, if it's a girl over there, all hell gonna break loose. Because I think either the baby was already over there or she was going to bring the baby over there. And she said, if it's a woman over there, all hell's going to break loose. Literally, I heard the conversation because that's how loud she was talking. But mind you, they weren't even together, allegedly. They weren't together. So what does it matter if he's dating someone else? I noticed he was shaking. He went into the kitchen. I said, look, I'll just leave. I had broke up with him, literally, everybody, about 2 or 3 times within the first 3 months because the shit was just unbearable. I was just like, you brought me down here to put me through this. His sister was mad that I took him back, and she was like, you shouldn't have to go through this. And I shouldn't have, but I moved down here with no family. He was the person I moved down here to be with, and so I didn't want to go back home. So I just didn't know what the fuck to do. I really didn't. I didn't have nowhere to turn. At least I didn't think I did. So basically the reason why he said he let her get away with all this shit was because he did not want her to put him on child support. Yes, ladies, when you date a man with a child, you have to deal with the child support shit. So the money that would be going in you guys' household money he could be using to take you out, he has to pay child support, which he's supposed to do. Don't get me wrong. So that's why I'm saying him paying child support is what's supposed to happen. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be better to date a guy who doesn't have kids so that you won't have to deal with the bullshit of him having to have that money that he spent on a child he could be spending on you and him? That's all I'm saying, because he's supposed to take care of his kid. So with my situation with him, with my ex, he let her get away with a lot of shit because he just simply did not want to be on child support. So I had to put up with the bullshit. Nothing that happened too, ladies, when you date a man with a kid, if he gets his kid on the weekend, you literally every weekend there's gonna be a child there, which every fucking weekend. So you and him are not gonna be able to do things together. Literally, I was with this guy for a long time. He did not have a kid during the week. Not once did he tell his baby mother, look, let me have my daughter during the week, and then I would get the baby. And then, okay, so he not once did he say, let me get the baby during the week, then you have her during the weekend. Let's like rotate weekends so that some weekends I can have to myself and be with my fucking girlfriend. Not once did he do that. I confronted him towards the end of the relationship, and I said, why haven't you just gotten a baby during the week sometime? So I mean, you could do shit on the weekend. He said because they stay too far away, and I would have to take her and drop her off at school in the morning. And I understood that, but this is the kicker, everybody. That was towards the end of the relationship. We was together for a long time. For the longest, his daughter stayed close by him. I remember when he wasn't working, and he would pay, he always paid half on the babysitter bill. And so when he wasn't working, he couldn't pay half on it. So to contribute, he would take his daughter back and forth to school because he had time, because he wasn't working. So when she stayed closer by, he said he didn't mind doing it. So my thing was, okay, once you get her during the week a little bit more often, so we can have our weekends together. So ladies, when you date a man with a child, think about it, if you guys work during the week, you probably don't do shit during the week together. So the only time you have time to do stuff with your boyfriend is during the weekend. If he has his child every weekend, then it's like you might as well have a kid. What's the point of you dating a man that has a kid and you don't, and you have to basically spend every weekend with a child? Okay, you might as well just have a child of your own. What is the point? So I felt like, okay, I'm sitting here, I don't have kids, but yet every weekend I have to deal with a child. It was an incident too where, his baby mother asked him, why can't I do her hair? We should be over for the weekend. Let's say he takes her somewhere, or when he would drop her off on Sunday, her hair would be looking crazy, so they wanted me to do her hair. I didn't have to do shit, but I did it. Then the mother complained about me, making the bands too tight. I said, well, I'm not doing her fucking hair no more. Then I stopped doing it. Then he begged me to do it because he couldn't do it. See, because of the mama getting into, I don't want to do her hair no more. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about doing your daughter's hair. I love this daughter like my own, but at the same time, I didn't like the fucking mother. So I said, you know what? I'm doing you a favor doing your daughter's fucking hair. Okay, and then when I do it, you're not satisfied. Bitch, fuck you. Go suck a fucking dick. Keep sucking his dick, or whatever the fuck y'all doing. That shit used to piss me off. Ladies, you have to deal with that. I remember him and her got into it because she had the nerve to say, can't Samantha do her, she had braids in her hair, and she said, well, can't Samantha take the braids out of her hair? And he went I said, she don't give me a motherfucking assignment. That fat bitch don't tell me. And him and her got into it because of that, because she used to like to give out assignments, like that's my motherfucking child. But this is the thing, ladies, when you date a man and a kid, you have to understand, in a sense, it's almost like your child. I mean, it's not, but you have to accept that child like your own. They are a package deal. So if you're not content with that, you shouldn't date a man with a kid. And it's no advantage to a woman with kid, to a woman that does not have kids. There's no advantage to you dating a man with a kid. It's none, ladies. Please learn from my mistakes. See, I can get on here and talk about the mistakes that I fucking made, because I'm 32 now. I'm a 32-year-old grown, mature fucking woman, and I can look back on the mistakes I made, and I could talk to women who are my age or older or my age or younger and tell you, don't do the shit that I did. Don't stay with a man for years who has a kid and you don't have a kid. He's just going to use you. It's no benefit to it. Like I said, only benefit is if the mother's not around and you're damn near like the mother, because if the mother's around, she's going to be, like, for example, one thing that they do, they love to know what's going on in your household. So I remember with his baby mother, she told him that, she said, your daughter tells me everything that goes on in that house. So if you want some bitch that you don't like, that's your enemy, to know all your business, date a man that has a child and you don't, because the kid's gonna go back and tell the mother everything that goes on in you guys' relationship. And if it's a bitch you can't stand, that used to make me so fucking mad. And I'm gonna end this with this is the whammy. I had begged my ex-boyfriend to move. He did not want to marry me. I asked him why not. I begged him to move. I haven't wanted to move for 3 years. He named 50 reasons why he didn't want to move, but then the last reason was because his daughter was here. So I said, fine, stay here with your daughter. I'm going to move. Then he wanted to, basically a lot of times with men, when they have kids, they want to keep you trapped. Sorry, I thought my boyfriend was coming in. I didn't want him to hear me talk about my ex. But sorry for pausing this video. But they want to keep you trapped. So let's say, ladies, he has a child, you don't. He want to keep you trapped. You can move around, you can do things, and he can't, because he have to stay here and be a father. And he used to say that he wished that he could do the things I did, and he used to tell me our situation was different. So I begged this man to move with me. I said, my brother stays in Florida. He has his wife said we could come move there. They stay in a nice home in Florida. They got like 3 or 4 cars. They're doing good for themselves. He said, come on down here, you can bring him to. This man refused to go. I begged this man to move. I said, I'm ready to move. I know this is, Indianapolis has nothing there left for me anymore. Please move with me. You're my boyfriend. Let me tell you what this motherfucker did. I was with this man for years, everybody. Known him since I was 14. Even talking about this makes me very upset, but I need to get this off my chest. He came home one day after I begged this man to move. Every time I would think of bring up a different state we should move to, I told him I had a brother. He talked to my brother and everything. He still would, smack down the idea, no, I don't want to go. He would think of negative things to talk about. So if I said let's move to Vegas, he'll think of something negative about Vegas. If I said let's move to Texas, he'll think of something negative about Texas. Came home one day real excited. And I was like, you look happy. What's going on? He said, I don't want to say sorry. I was about to say his baby mother's name. He said, my baby mother, his baby mother, her mother, and his daughter went on vacation to Florida and California. But at this time, they went on vacation to Florida. He said he got over there. They looked kind of nervous. They said, guess what? We were kind of scared to tell you this, but they said, we want to move to Florida. That means we're taking your daughter. And they said, we were scared to tell you this because we didn't know how you were going to react. And so he said, oh, I understand. They said we want to move in like 2 years. How do you feel about that? He said, well, I'm okay with that because me, Cheyenne, that's not my real name, but Cheyenne, her brother's in Florida and she wants to move too, and so this will be perfect. He came home saying, yeah, this will be perfect when they move, and then your brother's down there, and he said, I'm willing to take a chance now. Do you know, everybody? That's when I knew the relationship was over. That's when, sometimes you need a slap in the face and a wake up call, ladies without kids. When you date a man with a kid, you realize that everything's about that kid and it's all about him, and he's selfish, and that you're not a top priority. And that's why I want to let you know, ladies, you would never be a top priority with a man with a child. You shouldn't be, because he has a child. His child should be his top priority. But if you want to be with a man where his relationship with you is top priority, don't date a man with a fucking kid. When he said that to me, I knew the relationship was over. I kept the anger in, and I ended up exploding and going the fuck off of him, saying, I begged you. I fucking begged you as my boyfriend, my so-called man, to move with me, take a chance with me. I moved down here, everybody, with no family. Me and him was friends first, but still had no family. And I took a risk to be with him, but yet he would not take a risk to be with me and move with me to stay with my brother, even though I moved by myself and stayed with his sister down here with no family. So it was okay for me to move and take a risk, but it was not okay for him. He was not willing to do that for me. And he kept using his daughter as an excuse why. So you're willing to make moves with your baby mother, basically what he was saying, but I'm not willing to do that with you. So be with the fat bitch. Marry the fat bitch. I always feel like he should just marry her and be with her, because your life is dictated upon what she's doing. You have built your life around her, so just be with her. That's how I felt about it. So once he told me he was willing to take a risk and move because his baby mother was, but now with your fucking girlfriend that you call yourself want to spend the rest of your life with, I knew this shit was over. And this is what happens, ladies, when you don't have kids. You date a man with a kid, you never top priority. They're gonna put their baby mother over you each and every fucking time, and you send yourself up for heartbreak. Okay. And I remember too, when I was dealing with him, how he did not want to be on child support so fucking bad. I remember him cussing me out for getting mad at me because maybe me and her was about to get into it and he did not want to be put on child support. I mean, she would come over and act a fool at his apartment, and then the police would be called, and they almost kicked him out, because in his apartments, if the police get called, they talk to the manager, you could get kicked out. She wreaked the fucking havoc in his life. She made our relationship fucking hell. He used to tell me, well, I said, won't you do something about it? He said, well, it's unfortunate. I can't do anything about it. So you can't do anything about it. But yet, if it was a dude on my side, if I had a kid and my so-called baby that was acting a fool, if I had kids, he would be sitting there going off and talking about deal with that motherfucker and do all that. But since it's on your end, it's your precious daughter and her baby and her mother, and it's your baby mother, then you expect me to sit back and accept this shit and have to go through this fucking bullshit. So when he came home and told me that he was willing to move because of his fat ass baby mother was about to make a move, I knew it was over. And last but not least, he was so close to her family. Not only did he, like I said, worked for her, he did errands and worked at her grandfather's house out in the country. He also was close to her boyfriend, the one that didn't have kids, but she has two. He would cook for him. He would come over there, drop his daughter off, and he would cook, make spaghetti for him, make breakfast for him. And I did respect it. I did like that they had a good relationship like that, even though they used to, you know, that this man is okay with being cool with his girlfriend's baby daddy. I respect the maturity, but she couldn't be mature with me though. She couldn't have the same maturity with me, and that's nothing. Women without kids, you date a man without kids, a lot of women are fucking immature. They're very immature. They be angry that their baby daddy don't want they fat ass no more, or they skinny ass no more, they crazy ass no more, and they take it out on you and they make your life a living fucking hell. And the dude is too fucking weak to say anything, or he's too broke to be put on child support, so he lets her get away with bullshit and make your life a living fucking hell. So ladies, don't date a man with a fucking kid. I just gave you a glimpse, a preview of what it is like. It is fucking hell. Run for your life. Also, I want to add, I had cut off the video, but also I want to add that two other things about dating a man with a kid. Also, when you're having sex, it used to be hard when his daughter would come over on the weekend, and one time she walked in on us. She opened the door, but she didn't catch us, and that just totally turned me off. It's hard for me to think of a child and sex in the same sentence. So if a child's in the other room, I never wanted to have sex when his daughter would be over here, because I would be scared she'd walk in on us. That makes me feel very uncomfortable when a child is in the house and we're trying to do it. But you know, a lot of guys don't care. They're horny, and he'll try to wait till she go to sleep and, you know, have sex. And like I said, that time she opened the door but she didn't catch us. We didn't do it for the rest of the night. I just felt totally uncomfortable. I do not like having sex with a child in the house. I'm not a pervert. The word child and sex in the same category turns me off. And so you date a man with a kid, you gotta always try to, you know, gotta sneak to have sex, wait till the kids are asleep. And if you're women like me who don't have kids, I don't feel comfortable having sex with a child in the house, because I can't really enjoy. I can't scream. I can't do it all over the house. They can walk in on you. So that's a huge big turn off. Also, if the man you're dating who has a kid and you don't, the kid, if he gets the kid every weekend, he doesn't see the kid during the week. So my ex's daughter will be very clingy, to the point where, like, I would literally sleep on the couch and let them have, because we had a one bedroom, let them sleep in the bed together, and I would sleep on the couch, because when she was younger, she used to want to sleep in the bed with us, but the bed wasn't big enough, and she would get upset. So I was like, I'll just sleep on the fucking couch and let y'all have a room to y'all self. And literally, when he'll be in the other room talking to me, she'll come in there, interrupt. She wanted his attention, which I totally understood. She wanted all his attention, and he wasn't giving her enough attention, because he would play basketball. He'll get on Friday, he'll play basketball. She didn't want to go. No girl want to be at a basketball game. Then on Saturday, he'll be running errands, and he'll leave her in the house with me. And then on Sunday, he'll drop her off. So he wasn't really spending enough time with her. So, like, if I wanted to just conversate with him while she was over there, she'd interrupt the conversation, and, you know, he wouldn't even say anything about it. And then my last point is, when you're dating a man with a kid, just you having to be a surrogate babysitter. Like, I if I wanted a kid, I would have one. I wanted to be a fucking babysitter, I would have a kid, or I babysit. I never liked babysitting kids like that. So, you know, he would on Saturday run errands, leave her in the fucking house with me, or she didn't want to go to the basketball games with him, so he'll, like, you know, I said, well, it's okay if she stays or whatever while I go play basketball. How, you know, like, motherfucker, I don't want to watch your child. This is your child. You haven't seen her all fucking week, and you want to leave her in the house with me for like 5 hours, or you go play basketball, or for 2 hours, or while you running fucking errands on Saturday. Like, that's just so fucking stupid. Like, why did you have a kid if you want to plan on spending time with them? And last things, ladies, a lot of these guys who have kids didn't want a fucking kid, and so they don't really want to spend no time with the kid, want to push them off on you or the baby mama, whatever. And I don't even want to be with a man who even thinks like that. So if you want to be a babysitter, if you you know, want to be hiding having sex and feel uncomfortable having sex in your own fucking house, and if you want to be with somebody who, you know, barely want to spend time with their fucking kid, so you're seeing his mannerisms, get a date to do with a kid. You're gonna get a dose of all the shit. I suggest you to run quickly. Also, I want to say, again, another reason to not date a guy with a kid would be that if you mention anything negative about his baby mother, he will get upset. I went through this a lot, ladies, where his baby mother made my life a living hell, made his life a living fucking hell. But if I was to say stuff like that fat bitch, or, you know, I remember he asked me one day, he said, have you ever just wanted to, like, run somebody over with a car, slash their tires? I said, yeah, your baby mother. And he was like, hey, don't say that about her. That's my the mother of my child. I said, excuse me? All this shit this bitch did? And I said, you know what? ladies, no matter how trifling his baby mother is, no matter how disgusting she is, no matter how much misery she brings in his life and bring into your life, he's gonna always choose her above you. If you and I know my ex, I would say negative things about, I wouldn't even say that much bad shit about her. I would say things like, how the hell she don't want to get out with a kid when she got two by two different men, and she's fat now. How the hell she don't want, how the hell she don't want a fat dude when she's fat? And he'd get kind of quiet, or he'll change the subject, or it was some issues with her mom sleeping with a married man, and he kind of tried to make it seem like at first the mother wasn't doing it, like he wanted to take up for them. Whenever I say something bad about them, I'm like, okay, if you're not fucking this woman no more, you're with me. You've been with me for fucking years. Why are you taking up for her? She just say all kind of, cause she was biracial. She'd tell him he was, she's like, nobody wants your black ugly ass. She'd say fucked up shit to him. She'd try to brag and say her other baby daddy was, cause the other baby daddy was on child support, but my ex-boyfriend wasn't. That's why he was letting her get away with shit, so he couldn't be on child support, allegedly. And she'd say the other baby daddy was doing more for the kids than he was, which was fucked up, because the other baby they didn't want shit to do with her when he had the baby. And my ex-boyfriend actually would treat his son like his own and buy him Christmas presents and brought him over to our house when I told him I was uncomfortable with him bringing her other child over here. And that's another thing, ladies, when you're dating a man who has a child, if his baby mother has other kids, even if he's not with that woman anymore and she has a kid by a deadbeat, if he's a good father to their child, he's going to be around her other kids, and he might be trying to play father to those kids, the ones that were born after you and him were together. That's what happened to me. He brought the little boy over here. I said, I don't feel comfortable with that. This baby was produced after me and you was together. How do I know that you didn't fuck her and that's not your kid? The little boy was calling my boyfriend daddy. Yes, everybody. The baby that was born after me and him was together, that little boy was calling him daddy, but it actually wasn't his kid. But he was like, well, I'm always around and all that. I don't want to be part of this fuck shit. So not only did I have to deal with that, him playing daddy to a baby that wasn't his, that was born after me and him was together, and was suspicious that was his kid. I had to deal with him having an attitude or getting all quiet when I was talking shit about his baby mother when I was saying legitimate shit. So ladies, I have gave so many reasons if you don't have a child to not date a man with a kid. It's a fucking nightmare. It's no benefit to it, and you're just gonna drive yourself insane, and you're signing up for misery if you do so. Please run, and run fast.